and fooling around with it. I don't know nothing about that.
Did you want some more?
No, thank you very much.
Well, you guys don't eat much. Last college kids, we had it. They ate.
They had ate everything.
It was very interesting.
I'll try and make my homemade chicken and noodles next time, you guys.
I wouldn't have left it.
Yeah, we kind of.
I just couldn't risk my,
Who else you need? Donaldson.
Tastes familiar.
Lowe's Donaldson.
So I had to go in anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of my experiences. And then when I left there, I went to a school system in Indianapolis. And I worked with the other dogs. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be.
The school in Indianapolis?
On 82nd Street.
D.O. High school, Baba.
Come on back toward Circle Center.
You live in Indianapolis?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to Sante's Children's Theater?
No,
I just asked her.
Oh, really?
I always wanted to go.
Oh, well, honey.
When we go,
we'll go.
call you and you can come. My grandson's going to be in Soul
Song Fest. Soul Song Fest.
Yeah, it is great.
He's been in it ever since he was 8.
Really?
I've never heard of it.
I always saw
It's
stuff in
great.
the paper about different things that they were doing, and I always thought it looked neat.
It is.
You've probably seen my brother.
They do the civic wrongs, and they've done that
Civil wrongs.
Civil wrongs.
And the Motown story. We have that upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything doing Motown.
And I mean, they sing.
That's all.
They
Okay, you guys are. I said, okay, we're not here today.
It's great. My aunt was like, oh, I just want to faint. I was like, they're not for real. And they were singing their songs. And those kids just like, my sister gets so jealous of me.
Okay.
And
we were talking about something else. We were talking about
but
that.
I go there and they love me to death, and she gets mad when I come because they take over.
North Central? Is that the school you're talking about?
Mm-mm. Someplace children's theater.
86? What's
No,
the
82nd.
86.
86, well, 86 and 82nd.
Yeah, right there.
Kinnear's Dawson,
Like
I could
above?
tell them a little
Yeah,
something.
North Central's in there.
North
It's in
Central.
building.
Is it North Central?
I'm thinking North. It's the biggest. It's a high school. It's
Biggest high school, and then they
North
had like a
Central.
little
The
daycare type
elementary
thing.
back there.
Yeah,
That's
that's where
North Central.
I can't never remember that.
Here, this right here.
I was there. And I loved it
Oh, you need my
because it was
for
young mothers
the
there.
Yeah.
Most of
That's my goal
Give her
is
the
to have
address right there.
Okay.
a date. How to
And that's in
grow
on
up
Carvin
and
Drive.
be a parent.
You
And,
said Carvin?
Carving drive down the street, so
show
those
them how
people
to, pay bills.
try to
What's the
kind of.
number?
Get their life together,
The
get a
number.
house and,
I just lost the
do
spot.
things that I've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody or anything.
Well,
How you doing on that going?
I'm going to
Okay.
school.
Michael,
What are you doing right now?
I'm taking
Michael
business
No.
Grooms.
So I had to daycare.
Oh, where are you going?
That's this number right here for Sam
Oh,
Adams.
okay, gotcha.
I don't want to go to Ball State.
Okay.
I work, I mean, for me, it's overwhelming,
Michael.
because you have to take too many courses. You
No, I
don't
wasn't
Yeah.
quite sure. Well, because there's a couple other schools that are like that's
The Franklin College, that's doing over the.
Is that a
internet,
K?
and then
I can get his number out from my school book.
Oh, that's an R. I thought it was like
I really stopped it here right
It's probably not in
I thought
there.
there was like a Muncie.
It's in my
business
school book in my backpack.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's a principal.
No, you're talking about
He's
the career
assistant
center.
principal
Oh, they did.
at Wilson Middle School. I
Will
mean,
he be in the
at
phone book?
South.
High school kids.
Probably not.
Gotcha.
GOR.
That's my goal and that's my life.
Oh,
And then I work
she
as a
has
nutrition officer down here in
R
downtown.
O
Oh,
O.
you
trained
trained.
Wait.
GORIN.
I was like, I don't know
Born.
many people in here. Don't want to, don't think so. But, now I work for the hospital
So you're working at the hospital and going to school
and being
and
a
being a
mother.
mother.
Wow, you're busy.
And being an aunt. No.
And being in, yes, and teaching her, and it's rough. It's rough. That one, these two. Now the other oldest one, he's cool. We
Now he
click
could
real
cook.
well.
He's smart.
Well, the problem with Jock is he
Okay,
gets
we
in
don't
trouble
wanna
at
know.
school because
He's not. That's okay. That's
no,
Here
this
it
is
is,
like,
right here.
because the teacher he doesn't think like that he has the potential and stuff, and then when Jock raises his hand and it turns out that the teacher is wrong and Jock is right, the teacher gets mad, so he has to go down like to the office and get in trouble, but the officer understands, so he never really gets in trouble. Okay, he is not in here.
Yes.
Who?
I just
Neither blindy and mindy can't see nothing.
I just had him.
So
Goony?
it's very
Gorn,
it's-
G-O-R.
I had an interesting life.
You're right there.
It's a
Still
learning
have it.
experience. Hard.
Michael, he lives.
But you know, it's home. You know, and the people, you know, our people. Everywhere you turn, there's an aunt, uncle, cousin, brother. No.
And then one of those cousins.
Right,
married,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't know what to
Married
call them
cousin,
anymore.
yeah, right. A cousin, uncle, and you know, so it's just, you know, it's just home. You know, I feel home here, but there is also some overcoming things that they need to still, you know, work on
Is
and
there anybody else?
overcome. I mean, it's we're not going to.
Dr. Charles Coleman.
Charles
You know,
Coleman lives
at the
in,
hospital, there's prejudice.
He lives here.
There's not
He
a lot
lives
of black
in
people.
Michigan.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that's what it
Yeah,
is.
it's in Michigan out here.
They won't bring another one in here.
I wonder why he.
There's a lot.
Okay,
They
he
won't
said
let
there's
a lot of
somebody
black
called.
people
Oh, that's his father.
work there.
This was the
What do you
family that
I work at pediatric rehab now,
Oh, okay, cool.
but I've been in radiology.
He was black
Registration.
principal. That's all I know.
something.
Well, that
something.
seems like-
It's something about
it
his
still seems
father.
right.
They called him the kid.
Done your general thing.
Called us. Called Dr. Coleman's father.
And see, I'm
the
trying
kid.
to learn that aspect,
Kid.
business. Trying
He
to
didn't
learn
say he
that
didn't.
aspect
He
so
didn't
that
know
my
his name.
business
It's
will
his
be
new position. They called him the
What,
kid
what,
all
do you-
the
what do you do in
time.
the rehab center?
I am a.
What about he's
office
the superintendent of
assistant.
Anderson?
Oh, okay.
And
Still over
school.
there?
Mm-hmm.
He's still.
we do
Would he be in the
speech,
Muncie? Or?
Occupational therapy.
He's probably here because it's his Muncie and Anderson.
I'm sure in there. handicapped.
I can call Sam
Wonderful. I love
and get Bill's
that.
number.
I never thought
Okay.
that
Our
I
Millie.
never had a desire to work with the handicapped.
It might be in there. Look
These
under
kids are
the
so-
No, the
Oh, yeah.
Reinhardts. I think the Reinhardts are helping us out with the
These are
program.
wonderful
Okay.
kids.
Okay. Make sure those are the
They come
Reinhardts.
in and
And then he hooked us up with a
Follow me
lot of
around.
males. I want to
No,
give
it's
some
just
kids some
cute.
females
It's so
as
cute.
well.
You just-
'Cause
Well, I
I
got
have to love so
Rosella Thompson.
Yeah.
She's
experience.
did I get her number?
And that's what I want, you know, be able to see. That's giving me
Did you
a
know?
leeway to say, okay,
Ooh, that's
if you
hot.
have a problem with your child, if you have that certain, because see, a lot of people
Look
don't
under
know.
Rosella
They
Thompson.
don't tell a lot of people
Rosella.
what's out there for
And-
their child. Oh, if they have physical illness or a
Let me
physical,
see.
um,
Oh, I know, Miss
something wrong
Coleman.
with them. Nobody knows where to go. Don't know
She's
how.
good.
You put
Funding.
Rice
They don't even
Thompson.
know about the funding.
Oh, that's right.
How is
Oh.
anybody going to help me? All they know is Medicaid.
Well,
There's
here's
so
the
many
cheese right
things out there that I've learned by working in that area.
Mm-hmm.
That these people help you. These people over here help you. There's other people that
My mom used to work for First Step in Hancock
Right.
County.
And see, I'm just now hearing about First Steps.
Yeah.
I never heard about First Steps until I started working there. So it's like it's not out there. And my cousin just had a baby and
Look under.
he needs all
Thomas.
that. I had to tell her
That's
about
later.
First Steps program.
No, not public.
No. And now I just seen a commercial on there, and
Okay.
I was like, wow, you know. So it's
Rosella Thompson. Oh, and see, this is husband and wife.
I
Mr.
go into
Wilson.
jobs to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had a lot
His
of
wife, probably. I would
I've
say
learned a lot
Mr. and Mrs.
from each
Wilson.
position that I've been in.
Because she was, you know, I think both of those could really help you because he was, did he used to paint?
Who?
What did Mr. Wilson do?
Mr. Wilson does flag poles and
Yeah.
something about flag poles on
So,
his car. I don't really know what is.
So he said that
What's this?
Anderson said he'd be a good person to start off
he
with.
will. He's good.
Thompson or
I thought, I don't know. I'm not going to, I
don't
thought
know what
he
he
said
does.
he painted flag posts, but
He does flag poles and
something. I know he
he does
doesn't
anything with
install them.
school.
Mm-mm.
Nothing with
Not
school.
that I
I wonder
know
why.
of.
Well, some of these people he thought would be good to talk about their experiences,
Mhm.
Oh, just period.
like in the Muncie school system when they were younger.
Okay.
Not necessarily that they work with schools now. That could be why he's in there.
And he could do the business. You're not doing business. Are you doing business also?
But we can recommend him to the business people.
Who's the business people?
It's
It's
another
another
group
group.
from my class.
And education, because I think his wife
I thought
worked
he
in
had-
there.
His wife was a teacher, wasn't she? Mrs.
I don't
Simpson?
know.
She can't remember probably, but she's sick for real. She's
They
sick.
got Alzheimer people in the old days.
But you would have to find like their kids, and they could talk to you.
They're not here.
There's people that worked with him though.
Our black students that were in education left the Muncie area that were around here. Most of them just left because they had better opportunities. It wasn't such prejudice. It's hard to get in the school system, period. Even getting a loan from the Muncie School Credit Union was very hard. It was hard for me, and I worked there and had established myself in the system and had credibility, and I couldn't get a loan. And I had to tell them, well, you know, something's wrong here. You're giving these people that just came in the door, white staff members, a loan, and I can't have one, and you're taking it out my check. So what's the deal, you know? So it was hard for us to even get loans to do anything we wanted to do. And I had to I had to argue my point and to get them to even consider me for a loan. I mean, I wasn't talking about a big loan because I really actually didn't know we could get them because they didn't tell us that we could get a loan. They didn't tell black staff, that we could go there and get a loan and they take it out of our check. And it was just so happened that, you know, another white staff member said, oh yeah, you can go get a loan. I haven't been here but a month. And I got a loan. I said, no, month. I've been here for 10 years and they're not going to get, oh yeah, they giving me something.
Something not to talk
So
about.
something really happened here. And now they're, you know, now I have a great rapport with them. And it's just, then they'll help me any way I can, I guess. Because I'm a good worker. I work every day. And that was my thing. I worked every day, and you know, you're getting this out of my check, so why can't I have a loan like everyone else? And you give these people a loan that's just worked here a month. Hello, and they make less money than I did. And it wasn't because of my credit. My credit was good. It was just that they wasn't giving black staff members loans. So, it's crazy.
Well, a couple of questions that we had written down earlier, or I had written down earlier, kind of questions that to keep us on track as far as what we want to kind of look in our chapter. No,
Yeah, I'm really track. I think we need some track.
We I was about to call him Jerry. Eric had some questions like, what do you think the issues dealing with training the young are important to you, as far as like, so we can put into our chapter. And then what places or events do I need to go to get information about or experiences from people with training the young? Who can we contact? What matters in this community when it comes to education, family, things like that. So just a few questions that I knew that I would want to put into my section that I'm going to be writing about. So, any of those you can answer?
Start back at number 1.
I thought I was just going to be, this is the questions you were going
These are questions. This is questions.
ask your people.
Oh, well, see, this I'm gonna ask them as the same thing as well, but just to start off, you're gonna be like our starting point. You're the top. You're the head of it, and so
I
you're
was
gonna
supposed to
link
be the
us.
leader, link you to these people to ask these questions too.
Well, we're gonna
What's
put
my-
you in there,
Okay.
you know,
Come
just as well. But you're gonna link us. You're gonna, like what he said last night. You're gonna be our road that we're gonna walk on to get to these different people. So we're gonna, of course,
Not
ask
that
you
we're
a few
walking on it.
questions.
We don't have to pretend to walk it all over
I
you.
know.
No, I know. Stop.
But yeah, like what
You know
what is important?
Uncle Larry, just being as a black. Oh, that's black business. Sorry.
You're in the wrong group.
I should have had that group.
Oh, no, well, that's okay. Well,
Yeah, because
we can zip it over. What does he do?
He's a black dentist. Oral surgery.
What things or what issues are important to you dealing with training the young?
His name is
What
Carey
important
Walker.
issues are
He's in it.
Yeah, what issues are important to you within dealing with training the young? Like we start off, you was mentioning about as far as like families nowadays need to be more involved with
They
students.
do. I feel that parents and family needs to have more input within the school system.
Okay.
When they shut them out, as they shut the parents out when they were early, where they have to come in and sign in now because of safety, and that made parents feel that they weren't welcome in the school, that they were, have to go in there and sign in, where they need to understand more of why we have it like that.
Okay.
Why the system is like that. And then they may feel better, but when it first came out and locking the parents out, they felt that they couldn't just come to school and see about your child. You had to go through all this paperwork just to get in to see about my kid, not realizing that the safety factor of things is happening today. And that's why it happened, and they weren't aware of that. So with the parents, with more parents' involvement, would make it better, and understanding of what's going on in the school system, how things really work now, with discipline and that sort of thing. Now, yes, we do have sessions. Shut up.
You singing this on tape.
I don't care. They can reset it.
I have an issue with that because nowadays you have younger mothers and younger people that coming up that don't have no views of how school life is supposed. They didn't come into school and do. Their mothers didn't teach them, so they don't know. You have these young mothers that's having these kids that don't have that aspect of how things run. Nobody's teaching them that this is how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't know.
So how will we go about in changing things like that? I mean, 'cause
Education,
of course,
educating them, having and making them come to having in-services within the school system and making them come. That'd be a mandatory thing for them to do. And
But we do
making
have.
them responsible for. You do have, but you're not. It's not mandatory. It's not something that you can come if you want to. And how many parents come? 5, 2. You don't have it. And you know it.
now in younger times, and y'all stop me when y'all want to jump in there. When you guys were growing up, it was totally different, of course, with parents just being able to drop in when they want to drop in and check up on you, things like that.
Very much.
Oh yeah.
Our parents, I worked in school when they were young, so I was like there all the time. And I was in the buildings where they were. Like I followed them along the way.
like she's doing with me because I'm in West Middle School. She has every teacher, every staff member
I would hate
on.
that. I would hate that. Poor thing. I'm so happy my parents were not teachers or anything, because I wasn't a bad child, but it's like you just have to be extra,
But you got these.
Now they get to explain it.
Yeah, that's true.
I can never.
But I think if we, this is how I see parents and a student. And I tell my students when they come in and they're in trouble and they feel that they've been treated unfairly, that you need to go home and tell your mom. Okay. And they say, well, my mother doesn't listen. Because she probably doesn't know the rules of the school, and she has a leery because your child's bad anyway over here. He's not doing what he's supposed to, and he is. And she knows he's bad at home. But all the time, the system is not correct. Even if my child is bad, I'm still feel that I should go and investigate. And they need to know. And I really believe that this was the step that stopped parents from coming, because parents used to come quite often, come to school, just stop in the school and check on your kid and go. And when we locked the doors on our parents, that was the breaking point of them coming freely. And they said, and even now they fuss. Will we come up in here, take
Oh,
We
yeah,
come
it's
bring
okay.
nothing. We come here and we have to do all this before we can see our kid.
Would you like some more tea?
Okay, thank you.
So that was a really big issue with our kid, our parents, and yes, we do have younger parents that have been drug problems, and and they don't care because they're out there partying, and we do need to make our parents aware that these are your kids and you're going to
Make them
but
responsible.
how can we make a parent responsible when the parent before that wasn't responsible? And you're
Because,
going,
okay, there
you're
has to be
dead, you're
somewhere,
left,
there
you're
has to be,
moving.
okay, I'm going to help these people. There has to be a leeway. You have to break that. Because if you don't, it's always going to be like
every
that.
year.
It's going to keep on and keep on and keep on. And the younger these kids are having kids at 12 years old. And they don't know what to do. They don't know how to be responsible. That's where I step in and have my little thing.
But the system has made our parents this way, actually. Because, okay, they have welfare, they have food stamps, so you don't have to go to work. You don't have to become responsible
That's really good.
for what's happening within your own. And now they're trying to say, okay, if your child doesn't come to school, well, you're going to have to go to court and we'll take your kid away, or you're taking your food stamp away to kind of get them, at least send your kids to school. And in the disciplinarian part of it, well, the parent has to come before that child comes back. And they started that, and it's kind of weakened, very weak, now that you can just call up on the phone instead of you coming in, which gets that parent there.
So the rules are
not
standing.
are flaggy, wavy. Sometimes
You
you
know, you
can,
have to
and
have
sometimes you
standard
can,
rules
or I
and
talked to you before. And so there's not a stable road to go down, in my opinion. And our parents are rowdy because they do not understand. When they come there, they're not understanding what the rule is, really. Yeah, we got a handbook. Who's going to read this handbook?
Probably don't know.
I didn't read it, and I work there. Let's go ahead, let me find this real quick. What's the rule on this? So, and I had a child there, and I have to make sure that she reads the handbook so she can know. Well, if I don't read it with her, how am I going to know what the rule is? And if I have any problems or questions with that, then it's not going to work anyway. And we have like a parent advisory committee, and we pick concerned parents in the community, and they go out. They come in to see what we could do to reach out. Now, our principal is trying to reach out to the community, but you can't get people to participate, And we have, if you don't come to them, to their house, then they're not going to participate.
No, there weren't. I was thinking, who you said come to the place. I just thought of Lean on Me, East Side High movie or whatever. But when there were issues like that in school with you all, there was never no teacher-parent contact besides coming from the education side anyway, from a student or teacher coming home and it's like, okay, we have a problem with your student. Is there anything like that going on now?
Where the
Do you see
teacher
what I'm
comes
saying?
to
We're
the
like,
home?
yeah, like if there was a really big
No.
issue where
Maybe shot the teacher in
Beat
No.
that teacher up. Back then, when we were growing up, that's what happened.
okay, that's what I'm saying. Well, back then,
Yeah, the teacher comes to your
would come,
house and
okay.
tell your mama everything you did. You get a whipping from the teacher at school and a whipping from home. I didn't get one, but from Miss Red.
Wait, the teacher would come to the house?
Yeah,
Really?
she would come to the house and tell you what the problem was.
And it's a lot of times.
I mean, we
now,
lived only down
you
the
have to
street.
be
Yeah,
afraid.
This was
I
like
mean,
community.
it's nowadays you have to be afraid of what parents are
Nowadays,
going to do and what the kids are going to do now. It's just not a safe environment anymore where you could do that. I mean, if they don't come, if you don't come concerned from day one, then teachers don't care.
even when we have parents that are rowdy parents, and they're concerned, but they come in a wrong manner, and so I'm the first person that gets these people, so I have to kind of calm them down because they don't understand really what happened. You get your child gets suspended, and then they come over there, and then they're mad because they really don't understand the procedure, or don't understand what happened or how that child got so much time, and worried about the next child and how he, did he get the same time, and they become rowdy. So, I'm like the in-between person before they get to the assistant principal and the principal to kind of calm these people down, to let them know, well, okay, let's look at it this way. And where were you back here when your child was causing all these problems? You should have came. And it's just that we need to make our parents more aware of what's going on and happening, good and bad, in the system, instead of trying to hide it all the time. And like before, you couldn't hide it. In my day, you couldn't hide anything. You knew what was going on with your child because that teacher came to your house, and you got a whipping in front of that teacher at home.
It stopped when you couldn't discipline your kid, really.
And the discipline, And then I know we have parents nowadays that are not whipping their kids properly. But when they took all these rules and all these things that the parents could not do to their children, then everybody got out of hand. The kids got really out of hand. We got whippings, honey. I mean, we got whippings with braided switch, skin back, whippings. For skipping school, you could just skip school. I got a beating, and I got a beating. And just for not going to school, not just for not going to school, I shouldn't say that, for not going to school. And when my father used to go to our school, and he wanted to see every last one of his kids. And we had to, and you didn't show up. Okay, where's this one at? And there was 3 of us that went to the same school at the same time.
How often did he stop by?
Anytime he wanted. He was a domestic coal. He delivered coal, and so he'd be in our area, and he'd just walk into school and see us. It didn't matter. And if we were peeping the window, he'd go down the hall, peep in the window, you acting up, and he'd tell you come there, and you get whipping and throw you back in there. Huh. So you didn't get to do anything. And my parents were well known in the community. So.
I kept trying to imagine my father, doing that now.
Yeah, because they were talking before about like how somebody's father would come by every day at a certain time. I just I can't imagine that.
Now that
unless my grandmother was a teacher.
that boy. His mom, his dad, he had gotten in trouble and he was like cussing out the bus driver and stuff. And his dad on the phone, he said that he was gonna whoop his butt. And then he went off crying, and was it Officer Kirby? Yeah, I think it was. And they were like, well, I'm gonna check you tomorrow, and if you have any bruises, then we're gonna
do something to you.
Yeah.
You know what I tell him? Come on. Take him with you.
So and then some of them they tell them they can whip. So we're the parent don't know. And I have taken students home because I'm whipping the child. Either he's going to get a whipping or he gets suspended. And I whip them, and they say, "Well, give him one for me." So then I give a whipping for them and take them back to school. But it's mainly the unawareness of the parents and how far they can go with their child, and just they need to be there more. What I see and what I've seen from the time that I've been there, that our community, as Black community, needs pay more attention to our youth and where they're going and what they could have and what achievements that they can make in education for their education. I think that we do need more parent involvement. And the churches, I feel that the churches will be an outreach for that to happen because we have a lot of parents that do go to church. And that could be a touching base for our educational staff, people to reach out and let the parents know that you need to be more involved in your kids' education and know what's going on and what kind of programs that they can get into to achieve to get where they want to go. And I know we have a lot of tutoring from Ball State out to Union Baptist Church and different places, but Are they just taking the kids in and education, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. Kids do need their education, but I think the parents need more of the education so they could reach out to their
need to do. I'm assuming as far as like what our community needs to do to get back to your way, right? Okay, yeah, more structured environment for our children as far as like knowing the different types of programs to help the children to achieve it. Parents being involved in things like that. What outside of that matters to community, matters to our the Muncie community right now.
He has to do
besides
that.
the educational part. Besides the educational part of it.
Let me say with educational, like what in our community right now. So far, okay, what it seems like to me is what's mattering right now, or what is not mattering. From like, say, if I was a parent, I'm not involved with my child, so they're further, you know, right. It's not a big issue with me, right? I'm not really caring about that, so that's not a
I don't think they think that it's a big issue. I think they don't.
You said the knowledge. They're unaware.
It's an issue.
It's an issue.
But they don't know how to express their issue, their problem, or how to go about getting there, getting where you have to be to get your child a better education. The knowledge, the education, the willpower. They lack willpower and really going out and feel, unless you're going to argue, you don't have any. You know, they want to argue, and it's not about arguing. It's about trying to find out what you need to do to make your child better, a better person. Besides someone talking to him, if you sit down and talk to him, and you know, I talk to kids every day, and I try to make them see that what you're doing is not going to help you in the long run. You have to play the game, and it's just that they don't. I think as a parent and how I was with my kids,
you hear me?
And how parents are with theirs is totally different.
Yeah.
I stayed home with my kids. They were small and they needed attention and they needed someone structured to know that, you know, well, my mom's not going out every weekend and going here and there. She was there to structure and to show, and we don't. Who's this?
It's mine, but I can get some more.
Did you?
Yeah.
To show them,
It's great.
to show them the way. I mean, and we don't have that. I mean, our parents feel like they can go party and then party. And what are you showing your kids that life is about a party?
Yeah.
Life
Or
is
money.
about money.
About making the money.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Fast life. The fast life.
Exactly.
It's about the fast life now,
And we need
not
to.
structure and not. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to.
The young.
You know, the young people.
They don't want to go to work.
They don't want to have a job. They don't want to be. They just want the fast.
Don't want to be
money.
responsible.
And
the
the responsibility lies upon
The grandparents.
or the, you know, all summer long these kids walked around with babies, and you know these kids are not raising these kids. The parents are. So the
Okay,
grandparents.
you're going off this stuff.
No, I'm not.
You right on. You right.
And,
No, it's don't worry about going off subject, because we're gonna feed into all this anyway.
So it's about structure and being able to be taught. These young kids having 12-year-olds, 13, 15, 16-year-olds having babies that didn't have a structured life.
And a lot of them feel that if I get pregnant, I can get out of home, I can get an apartment, and I can get away from this problem or this situation. Or my mother had 10 kids, and I have to be responsible for those kids and my own.
Child birth control.
So they just go out and feed into what their parents did. Period.
Oh, this is
they
cute,
feed
or
in
this
what
is
you have
this
taught
is what
them.
I'm gonna do, and then
You know?
then they don't know where to go from there. They have these kids and they don't know where to go or what to do.
And I think that's the problem. They feed in off of the parent. If the parent was more structured, then that child's going to be a structured person. And
a lot of them, there is some
as
kids
far as like
that
my
are-
son and my daughters. My daughters are more structured than my son. Yeah, he's a baby, but he should have, I mean, he has talent, but he's not using that where my girls use their talent and their ability and what they learned, and they worked with me when they were 6 and 7 years old when I worked for a school system, just piling all of them. So they know structure and they know how to work. And he chooses not to. He chooses to live the way he wants to live.
So it's not.
So
really,
it's not that I didn't teach him well,
right.
because if I have 2 children and I raised like 7 of my brother and sister-in-laws and their kid, 2 of their kids, so he knew about structure, and his father was a brick mason, so he knew, and he had to work day in and day out, and he didn't like that type of work. So it's what you want to do, your willpower, and your what you believe in yourself and how far you can achieve, and with the will of God you'll get where you want to go, and the faith. And if they don't have, and our people, most of them, don't have the true faith in Christ to know that you could do something. You could be whatever you want to be. And if you have that faith and that belief in yourself, you can go far as you want to go. But they feel that there's a block with Jesus. For real. Well, I don't think he's going to let me go this far. Why not? You can go as far as you want to go and be as much, and be whatever you want to be. And that's what I try to teach my kids. And, you're going to be they were in honors class. They graduated early, but they didn't tell me my kids could graduate early. Everybody, all these the white students were graduating, going to Ball State. And when I found out, they didn't want my child to do that. Oh, no. You have to write all these letters, and you have to do this and have to do that. Why? You didn't. They didn't. Why are you going to make me do this for my kid and their top students? And you're going to make me write letters for them to get a better education? They could be in college right now, and you talking about write you a letter. They have all their credits that they would ever need and more, and they're wasting their time here. And you're giving them what they have to have so they can move on. And both of my daughters graduated a year earlier than they should. Because, so the knowledge for our black parents is not there. If they knew more about the educational process and what kind of programs and different things that's out there, they may participate more. We have a lot of black educated students, and they're letting them go down the drain because they're pushing them aside, and that parents don't know. It's there. How do we get all this information from the white man? Unless somebody kind of sneaks in there and gets it. And we have black educators there that know about the program that is not passing the word around to the other black people. And that's the truth. You have...
They want to hold it all.
Why are you holding this in and just dishing it out to a few or picking a few? And we have a lot of smart students that are not getting opportunity that they should get because you're not letting them know.
Now they don't need to know this information, or they were bad in this class, so they don't need to know that information. So they just pick like, okay, this kid is acting up in class. But he's smart. He's got the potential. But we choose to keep him on the bad side instead of getting him
because he is placed in a category because he has a discipline problem. He's an A student over here, and he has a discipline problem over here. And you're not thinking, okay, why does he have a discipline problem? Because he is bored with what you're teaching him. You're not letting him achieve on or learn something different or go a little step higher or put him in a higher grade because he has a discipline problem. You're keeping him down here because he's bad. If you put him up here, he's going to be working hard. He's not going to have time to be a discipline problem because he's in the academical class and he's got to really push himself to get it because he already knows this. The majority of the kids that I work with today are smart. They're intelligent kids and they could do the work. And they're bored. So they're not getting what they need, and they're not, because they're bad and they're acting up in class, they're put down on the lower level of education.
Did you talk to anybody about having us to come in and
Yeah, I have to. It's such a hard thing to do that my group of kids, they'll come here. So when you want to do that, let me know, and I already have a group of girls, and I'm getting a couple boys.
Yeah.
Like, I know one, Jerron Jackson. He's the only African American boy in the honors because his friends, they got the exact same thing that he did, but they were bad, and they never got to go there. But I guess he never got in trouble and stuff. And I mean, but when he told me that, I was like, I didn't understand that because I mean, if they got the same grade every year together, but he got an honors and he didn't.
Because they're handpicked, just like you were handpicked. I had to go through high school to get her in honors. It was just, she came from Indianapolis to live with me after my husband passed away. And she was in honors there. And they really didn't want to put her in honors here. Oh, and you have a high academic grade. Come on now, you're not going to put my baby, down here. And if you don't fight in what you believe in, you're not going to get it. Not in this educational system, period.
I don't understand this. I'm from Michigan. So what's this honors business? Like you said, the core 40. You can. I thought it's not a matter of choice. It's not a matter of choosing which classes you take. It's a matter of being picked for.
Picked for.
In honors.
Have to be picked for honors.
Oh,
and then you get different
too,
classes.
Yeah.
You get a higher educational class. Academical. It's harder.
Have you
It's
ever
like
heard
when
of
college do courses once you get in.
Like she's in the 6th grade, she's doing 8th grade work.
Yeah.
and Montessori, when I was in, that's a different version of honors is Montessori, and in Montessori, I started school early or whatever, so they just put me in Montessori, and we would have. When I was in kindergarten, there were first graders in the class with me. And, when I was in 2nd grade, there were 3rd grade. And that's what Montessori was, 2 different grades in one class. And that's what Montessori was. And, the kindergartners would be doing 1st grade work, and the 1st graders would be doing 2nd grade work.
Now,
That's what that was.
The honors program that you're chosen. So when do you become chosen for an honors program? When throughout your grade? I mean,
it starts around
It starts in elementary.
And then are you bound in an
Well,
honors
you
program all
have
the way through?
Trenton. He's taken tests 3 times, and he has a high score
to go
on his
into
test.
the ELT program.
But he is not. He hasn't been
Standard
chosen
learning
for
program.
honors because there's not space. So that's their logic of not choosing a black child over a white student. And there's only so many spaces in the honors class.
Yeah.
So if you're not, that's why.
Do
people come
you're
out of the honors
handpicked.
class?
Well, just
And if you fail, like we have students,
20th century. What is it?
like we have students that have
Never
that are in honors, and once they get in there, because the work is so hard, and these are high academic kids, black and white, and the work is so hard that they don't want to work that hard. You have to work constantly all the time. Well, then they don't want to do that, so they kind of slack down on their work and get out honors, and they'll go back in regular classes, and they'll still be A/B students. See, but you're handpicked for the honors class, and there's only so many people that they could pick.
How long has that system been around?
Oh, let's see, honors. We
ELP
had
has been
honor.
What's ELP?
Expanded learning program.
Gotcha.
It's
Honors
going on
been-
ever since.
Honors been
What's the
around.
relationship between honors and ELP?
Maybe.
ELP is exact. I mean, it's the same type
It's
of
just-
program.
But
have to test to
you
get in.
travel to a different school. You're not in the same he wouldn't be in the same school. He'll have to travel to another, stay at another school.
So is it a different classroom? Is it like is there a third grade honors classroom, several third grade?
Yeah. Like in
Third grade honors probably have 160 kids divided into 7 classes. Five classes.
But like in my middle school, we only have, in the 6th grade, there's only 25 kids that are honors.
No,
and we're
that's
all
per
in,
class.
on the Explorers team.
No.
That's our only one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is. Because if you're like, there's this thing called honor, but yeah, and that's what I was saying, like he was the only black kid and stuff. They have one class every grade. They have one class, and that's why we have so many
because you
kids.
have all those other kids going there. So there's probably one group of 25 to 30 kids in the whole, in each grade level, 6th, 7th, and 8th. You're right. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out how these kids got on this team, and okay, you're right.
So what happens if somebody transfers into this program? So somebody goes to a private school, and they show up and they want to take these honors
Because
courses,
if there's not
they very well might not ever get in.
If there's not an opening there, you can't get in.
Was this the same way in your school?
I switched from the Lutheran school in my town to the public school when I went to high school, and they let me into the honors program because I guess the kids from my school are typically, it was more of an independent learning environment, so the kids are typically more advanced, but they didn't let the other 3 girls that were in my grade into the honors program. So I think they let me in because my dad went to high school there, my sister went to high school there, and my mom taught there in the 70s.
That's really...
Let's pick and choose wherever, and you know, it is.
Because I didn't have to take a test or anything, so I don't know why they let me in.
And she didn't.
I didn't.
But her grades showed that she had the potential,
Yeah.
so they couldn't deny her. And then she was in this Montessori and in Indianapolis, so she was there, and we got there before the low was over.
Your ear off. But he has taken the expanded learning program test 3 years in a row. The school recommended him to take this test, and he hadn't gotten it yet.
Because they're hand-picked, yeah.
That just seems...
But they're hand-picked,
But
and
his
you
scores
only
is
get
high. His scores
so
is high.
many students in that program. And it hasn't expanded where, okay, we need 2 classes of honors instead of 1.
Who does the hand-picking?
There's
It's
the
a
administrator.
board.
Are they community members or are they faculty?
What's her name?
Faulkner.
Ed Faulkner's one.
Well, that name sounds familiar.
Emma.
Oh, as in Faulkner's Marshall?
Evelyn.
Yeah.
What's her name?
He's the community advisor for the Getting a Living group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
his
wife
wife.
was a principal at Garfield. She is now an administrator at the administration
Special.
office.
No, she
Oh,
is
yeah.
Expanded
extended
expanded learning program. She's one of the board.
Write that name down so we can.
Yeah, what is
Give
it?
me the phone book. Evelyn.
No, it's not even
Give me
my
that phone book.
Janae, look at my backpack and there got the school book with the number in it.
You got your hand everywhere.
Oh, that's a job.
Girl, that's the kids. If you have kids, that's good.
In summer school,
That's the best thing you can do.
I didn't even know this class. They're like,
Run over here,
go
run
to
over here.
207, go to 119. I didn't know where those places were.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
Didn't we have to do
Think I'm
rules
losing
well?
weight? No,
Evelina. No, it ain't. It's not that.
No, what? Evelina Faulkner, yes
No,
it
it's
is.
not. No, it's not. I could see the spelling, but I couldn't. I don't think it's right.
Evelina.
It ain't Evelina.
What is that child's name? I just seen her today. Bring me my book.
But
Yeah, I just...
Emelina.
You have a ticket.
Ermelina.
That's not a
Ermelina.
tennis sheet, honey. That is.
I messed up the woman's name.
That's my call sheet.
Ermelina
We're going to have to call tomorrow.
Ermelina.
Ermelina.
There's our principal.
Give me the book.
Don't tell me. I don't know where my book is.
Ermelina Faulkner. What's that woman's name?
Her name is
Let me see.
No.
Because you can't see. Evelyn. Irma. Stop.
No, it's not.
Messed up the woman. See, she can't find it. Give it here. You can't see.
Don't be talking about me like
No, you done told me shut up twice on this.
that. Honey, that's my daughter, I'm telling you.
Thank you.
I'm going to find it first.
No, she ain't deciding.
Yes, 1, 2.
You guys are using bad grammar. Makes no.
Hey, I'm at home.
Delores Folks.
Oh, Delores folks, she be good.
Ermeline Falk.
Armelina.
It's Ermalen.
Yeah, she would. Give her. Who else do we have?
Faulkner. And Delores Folks. This stuff.
Okay, y'all. We going. Y'all need some. And Delores Pryor.
D-O-L.
We have her name. Oh. I'm thinking of, because I have my address in my head, and I'm like, okay, I know that name already. It didn't connect. Okay, Delores Folks. What's her telephone numbers for Faulkner and Folk?
Oh, well, wait a minute. She's going to have to call these people.
Am I supposed to call these people and sit this up for you guys, or are you guys supposed to call them and sit them?
Whichever way is easiest,
yes.
I think.
We can call, which I have no problem with calling, but I just don't. They know you, and if you were to call and be like, hey, I have some girls who are doing so and so program, and they want to come and interview. Is that okay? I'm gonna send them over at so and so time.
Well, I'm gonna have to write all that down.
Yeah.
So I'm calling, and you guys got to give me a date of when you want to go, and we can set up maybe 2 interviews if you want to go on Saturdays, where we'll have a longer day
To
deal with those people, and we could go maybe to more than one home, I think, or maybe
they could come over here.
Yeah, I could probably have. No, look, I ain't cooking for people. Let me see who would come over here.
Because I have to do a
Delores folks would come over here, and Sam would probably come over here. Bob would come over here.
We just set a goal with.
Well, see, these older people, they're old. Uncle Eddie and Aunt Fernie Mae would come over here.
Aunt Tiny and Uncle Eddie.
Yeah, she would come.
Oh, man.
Oh. Cake, pie, woo.
Oh, especially Aunt
I'll go
Tiny.
with y'all.
No, you don't.
Aunt Fernie Mae, she'll feed you to anything you want. Yolanda Children.
And Bill probably come. I'll get Bill to come over here.
Yeah. We set a goal with Anderson to try to meet up with him maybe once a week and just kind of
Who, Bill?
Julius Anderson, our other community.
He said you got I talked to him on the phone. He said you guys could just come to him at work.
If we can find them. That was why we have to find them first. But
so.
If you can call maybe 1 or 2 of those people and see if maybe we can get something up set with them next Saturday.
Here, you want to call
or not next Saturday, but or whenever.
Do you have rehearsal?
Yes, I do at 8.
Yeah,
I'm in charge of a pageant, Miss Unity pageant on campus, and we have our rehearsal tonight at 8. So.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Okay. Put down these names, sweetie.
Okay.
Sam,
Okay.
I'll try to get Sam. These older people, I think we're going to have to go to their homes because they're old, like Miss Folks and
It's okay. Give me some names done.
Sam Abrams. He'll come. Bob Foster. Rosella probably will.
You're a left-hander. Get a scholarship.
Like her auntie.
Okay. Sam
Are
Abrams.
you? Okay.
Bob Foster.
Bob Foster.
I've been so cold.
Birthday.
Nobody's going to be coming out.
Birthday.
June 22?
Yeah. Right now.
I'm
right.
writing so sloppy. It's going to
What is it?
June 13th.
mush.
I don't care. I know what I'm doing.
January.
And
We're
I'll
really
just-
good people.
What's your birthday?
When do you want to do
January
this,
11th.
honey?
My sister's a 13.
Is it? My brother's is the 13th. Hey, you want to talk to somebody that's in the school system now? Is Faith Sir. She's real good. That was.
But
she
she's
knows
not
about
from
today.
here. But she's not from
But she's
here.
been in the school system, mommy, now forever.
You know, I'm telling you
today.
something about people.
Did she teach? Or?
She's good. I mean, she'll tell you the truth. That's one
Mr.
person
and
to tell you
Mrs.
the truth.
Red, she whipped me she gave me my first
Two
paddling.
and
We
nine,
had-
7-1-5-8.
7158.
And I
But I'll call her and tell her.
Yes. I hate that my
Then they got
grandmother
locked
used to-
kids up in the. And we're gonna have him talk on that subject. I don't want to forget that one. When they locked my baby up in my sister-in-law daughter in the schools when they fought the buses, and our kids had to walk to school and they had buses. We already had that. And I need to check on this Marshall. I don't know Henry Marshall.
I think you have to ask her from the main. She know the Marshall.
I know. I think his name
think
is
it's-
Walter Marshall.
There's a Walter and there's a Henry, I think.
And okay.
Was there a point to, like, when you used to paddle your kids at your old school, you used to have them sign your names? Was there a purpose for that?
Was there a purpose for me to sign their names on my paddle?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Oh.
they just wanted to.
Do you still have it?
Leave their mark on yours since
Go
you were
ahead.
leaving your mark on them.
Wait, really? Did you use the same paddle?
Mm-hmm.
Really? For how long?
It's right here.
When'd you have to put it away?
When
She never put it away.
I have another paddle.
That's one of them suckers that hurt.
It does. Natalie.
Okay, you got me on tape. They're gonna see it.
And there's teachers on there. And if you
Yes,
got paddled
Barbara.
more than twice, then you had to put your name on there.
How long did you use that? What?
When did I work at Franklin?
Oh, this is a framed item. No.
That is Franklin Middle School. 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Did we say Rosella?
Mhm.
So how many pedals have you gone through?
I just used anything bodies that I had at the moment. Okay. You want me to sit this
Hey, back
up?
up.
Call these people for a week from not this. See, this weekend's gonna be Rose Bowl, that's now,
Yeah.
and it's cold, honey,
Mm-hmm.
and folks ain't gonna. Old folks ain't
What
want
do
to
you
come
have?
out like me.
Eighth for Thompson? Thomas? Ethan Thomas?
Put your cell phone training.
What she know? Well, she kind of young. I can go to
She
school with her.
only
She
is.
older than me.
Well, she know.
They could do her. She won a woman. How many?
And
women
how
got?
did it take her to get in the school system as a secretary? Put it in your back.
Do you know Rhonda Ward? Beth
Yeah.
Eric's
Oh,
wife suggested that we talk to her. I guess she just met her at the
Erica?
MLK events.
Our director.
Yeah, our professor.
Yeah.
she's new.
She's younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the school system now.
Okay.
What
I mean,
about
I'm saying these.
Reverend?
I mean, you can talk to these people. They
You can
might
talk to
give
whoever you
some-
want to talk to. You know, I'm not. I'm trying to give you some data back home
Yeah.
time, people.
But then
back
you wanna
in the
come back
back.
into the 20th
Then you
century.
work your way
That's
back
it, that's
up
it.
after you get the old information.
We
We're
still have
giving
to
them. We're
decide
not
where
giving
we're
you
gonna
just old
go.
information. I mean, we're giving you.
Huh?
Okay, we're
Information.
supposed to. Our chapter is training the young, but of course, me and Carey's writings are two totally different. So I know I want to stick to. This is what was left out of Middletown first. This is what the history was told to me, and then this is how it is now. And that's kind of what I want to write in my little section now. I don't know what Carey's going to do in her
We'll
her
be writing
section.
it together.
Oh, we're writing it together?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were doing totally different.
Nope.
Okay.
We're writing the
Okay.
chapter together. So.
Okay. Well, is that
There goes your
something?
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's
Quite
something.
frankly,
Where you
Carey
see-
doesn't
I
see
mean-
it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what.
So what are you doing?
You want to go in the past and see what happens today. So okay,
Yeah. So these are the stories.
these are the
that were
old
told.
people.
Exactly. Which we definitely we do want to contact them.
Then
to
you
talk
want to
about.
like.
And then this
Younger,
is what was
younger
happening
black youth.
today in the 20th
Okay,
century.
but she's talking about teenagers, or you want to talk about
teachers and
And teenage-
students.
yeah.
and
that's
what's the man's name? Come on.
The mayor?
No.
Oh, I thought you said the mayor.
Let me go on the mayor now.
I was like, why?
Hey, the mayor,
The
man.
mayor. Yeah.
Yeah.
That confused me too. I was like, what?
He preached your dad's funeral.
Royce Mitchell.
No, and who else?
Dave Fairley.
Dave Fairley and his wife is in the school system.
I thought you were talking about Carmichael.
That's black business.
See, we can teach you all kinds of black business.
Oh, yeah. Pawpaw stuff.
You know, but our business, using leisure.
Here's her name. Here's her number. She's on Leland.
No, it's making a living.
Making a living.
And what's that other boy's name? Black teacher. Come on. Artist. Oh, shoot.
Black artist.
He's our teacher at Central High School.
No, art teacher.